Friends, welcome back to the channel. I have a very special guest today, expat single mom, Andrea. Andrea, me and you, we go back a little bit.
A little bit.
Now, whereabouts are you from, just so everyone knows?
So I'm from Florida. I'm born and raised in Florida, but the last 12 or 13 years of my life, I lived in Ohio.
Okay, and
more or less.
And when I was studying moving overseas, you were studying moving overseas, and we started, coinciding and talking, and we ended up both here. But I find fascinating about you is one, because you're in your 30s still, and you made this move, and you're a single parent mom, and you got a 15-year-old you're trying to raise. What made you think about going overseas, and what was taking place in the United States that made you want to start looking elsewhere?
So that is a long story, and I had tried to figure out how to kind of summarize this, and I don't really know where to start with that.
Okay, let's start with just in the United States. What was going on? I mean, job-wise, because I know you were struggling.
Yeah.
I was struggling.
I think the first time I thought about going overseas was, I don't know, maybe 5 or more years ago. I was looking at Ecuador and just kind of dreaming about a simpler life. But I was just too caught up in my career and whatnot. And then about 2.5 years ago, Jesse and I were sitting at a restaurant. I was just about to start a major project. We were living out of town because even though we lived in Ohio, we were more or less living on the road because of my job. And we were at a Thai restaurant, and he was looking at this beautiful picture of Thailand. And he said something about, I wish places like that were real. I said, that is real. I said, we could move there. He's like, well, why don't we? And I was like, why don't we?
So really, Jess was like the fire plug for
Yeah.
this. Ah, that's
And
cool.
so it reignited that thought, like there are cheaper places to live. Because at this point, I was very stressed out with work. I was living on the road with my son, which is not a good way to live as a single parent. And I was just looking for a different lifestyle. And we started to actually really think about it. But I ended up getting derailed by another another job offer that derailed us for quite a while. And that just led to more of a stressful lifestyle, continuing to live on the road.
And I remember you were telling me that there were times you were working 2 jobs. I mean, 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Just to put food on the table and a roof over your head, especially being a single parent. Believe me, I get it.
Oh.
Because the struggles we went through in California, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was so stressful. Around the time we were talking about Thailand, I was working in Wisconsin on a project. So what I did is I installed cameras and speakers for a major superstore in the United States. I don't know if we can say names on here. And so I would take on these huge projects, and they were very stressful. It was a lot of hard work. And then I have Jesse with me,
Right.
so I would have to, basically find a house for us to live in wherever my project was.
And what a difficult thing, especially when you're working so many jobs and you got to move, and the cost of living just keeps accelerating in the United States. Was it, besides Jesse giving you like the green light on this, was there a particular spark that said, okay, we're going overseas, or was it a number of small things?
It was a number of small things. So he gave me that spark during that conversation at the Thai restaurant right before I started this project. And the project just turned into a lot of stress, but I was stuck in this lifestyle of doing these projects because they paid out really well, but every once in a while you'd have one that wouldn't go well. So after 2 or 3 months, you'd end up in the hole.
Gotcha.
And then the only way to get out of that hole was to take on another large project. So I felt stuck in this lifestyle.
Spinning in circles.
Yeah. So after this one, I was like, why don't we do it after this one? And
such a difficult decision to make. I'm just amazed. I admire you just being a single woman, and I don't mean that to sound sexist, but especially at such a young age and with a teenager and traveling overseas. Now, what's he doing for
scary.
school? How's the school working out for him?
So he does basically the same schooling that he did when we were traveling around the United States. So we do online schooling through the state of Ohio because we are still residents of Ohio.
Okay.
So we were able to petition, and they have certain homeschool laws that work out really well for us.
Gotcha.
So we just petitioned to our superintendent in our area that he's going to do homeschool, and basically they just sign off that you're doing homeschool. And there's and to prove that we've completed the year, all I have to do is submit this certificate of his portfolio. It's very simple.
Okay, wonderful. And you're still working through your laptop back in the United States. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, very good. If it's okay to say, I remember you were getting some health issues back in the United States. You're getting inflammation problems. And since you've moved out here, how has that affected you?
So over the last few years, I've been developing a lot of autoimmune problems and also back pain problems because of my job. My job was just, I injured my back on a regular basis. And then the stress and the toxic foods we were eating all just kind of compiled up to having chronic inflammation and chronic gut issues, chronic autoimmune issues. And doctors, you know, they really couldn't help me much. They just gave me medications that masked the symptoms. Since I've been here, the symptoms have almost completely disappeared.
Wonderful.
Every once in a while, I'll have some inflammation.
It's got to be the food. Gotta be. You know, the preservatives and the hormones that are in the backstage. That's gotta be
that, and it's also the low amount of stress that I've never had this low of stress in my life.
Wonderful.
Ever.
Good.
And I think my body's finally able to just relax and recover.
Wonderful.
And then the air's a little cleaner here too.
Sure. You know what I want to ask you about though? So you get here, you got your Airbnb. You get this place, really nice place. And your owner that you're renting from is from Italy though, right? Or she was in Italy?
She's in Italy.
Okay. So you get this place, you get the key, you go to sleep and you wake up and there's a little Italian lady sitting there. You didn't know that was happening? Or?
I didn't know that was happening.
Were you in your pajamas or what?
Yeah, I was. And the boys she didn't, the boys forgot to tell her that
the real estate guys
forgot to pass on this message. And find her and I'm in my pajamas and then she starts talking to me.
She speaks a lick of English?
No. And so she would try to talk louder and slower to me, and I'm like, I still don't understand. And eventually she's motioning me, and I'm like, so we follow her out the door. I'm still in my pajamas. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't have a bra on. I slipped some shoes on. I'm like, Jesse, come with me. He's like, where are we going? I'm like, I don't know. I followed her around town, and she showed me how to pay my bills and
in your pajamas.
In my pajamas, yeah. And then we finished signing the lease. Still didn't have a bra on.
These are the little stories I love about Albania, though. Where you get going with it. So now that you've been here, are you happy? Any regrets?
I have no regrets. No, zero regrets. This is everything that I thought it would be and more, including the challenges. I feel like just doing a healthy amount of research by watching YouTube videos and hearing other people's experiences. And just learning a little bit about the culture, you have a pretty good idea of what to expect. There was no major culture shock coming here. The challenges that we have are challenges I expected to have.
Right.
And it outweighs the benefit of moving here.
Oh, good deal.
Or the benefit of moving here outweighs the challenges that we had.
Well, I'm thrilled that there's no regrets. No regrets for us either. I'm loving our friendship. I think we got a great friendship going on, the four of us. It's great. Appreciate the invite to Poker Deck. We had a great time up there.
So fun.
I know.
Poker Deck is amazing.
It's very good.
And now we're starting
and we're starting to cool off, so maybe hitting a couple other towns.
Yeah.
But we'll see how things go. Now, if there's a single woman out there and she's raising a child, can she message you or anything like that?
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and I didn't really have an email address put up on my YouTube channel.
Maybe make a second.
But I'll make one and I'll go ahead and put that up today. So just find the YouTube email address and yeah, please do. I'd be happy to tell you about my experience here, and I'll be as honest as possible. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's, in my experience, much better than living in the United States for a single person.
Okay. And what's good is at least you can show people or young women that have children, there's an option out there.
There are options.
There are options out there, so that's critical.
And everyone has different challenges, and I know that some people might not, be in custody disputes or whatever, but I can't speak to all of that, but I can tell you about my experience and maybe help you along the way. I'll try to answer any questions I can. Yeah,
fantastic. And Albania might not be for you. It might be Panama or wherever, but the experiences and the guts it took for her to do what she did, I will always admire. So what is the name of your channel? I already know it. I've already said it.
Expat Single Mom.
Expat Single Mom. Give her a shout out, you guys, okay? Appreciate y'all. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think we're good.
I think we did it. Well, I've been looking so forward to doing this interview for so long. But I love you guys. Take care of each other and talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.